Life is so busy. If you blink, you can miss something amazing. It's important to take a moment and enjoy what we have and the people around us. I'm Mo Hagan, Chief Operating Officer for CanFit Pro, and welcome to A Moment with Mo, a podcast where I will welcome some incredible guests to talk fitness and nutrition, mindset and self-empowerment, setting our goals into action, and much, much more. Now let's get chatting. Hello and welcome to an episode, A Moment with Mo. And I'm your host, Mo Hagan. On this show, we have meaningful conversations with extraordinary leaders who drive positive change, sharing stories that ignite passion, purpose, and inspire us all to make a real difference in the world. The goal of each episode is to reveal moments of inspiring wisdom and learning. Today's conversation feels especially meaningful to me because it connects with my theme for 2026 and my word for the year, which is arrival. My blog for this month is inspired by this theme. Spring is a season of arrival. It's also a season of renewal, a time to pause, a time to reflect, and sometimes realize that we're not just moving forward, we are arriving. We're arriving into new perspectives, new opportunities. We're arriving into deeper purpose. We're arriving into who we're meant to become. And today's guest embodies this journey in the most powerful way. I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome one of the most inspiring and dynamic forces I've ever encountered. Her energy doesn't just fill a room, it electrifies it. On stage, in a conversation, or any interaction, she leads with bold courage, authenticity, and a passion for uplifting others. My guest not only teaches empowerment, she lives it every single day. Nkechi Nwafor-Robinson is Vice President of Technology Operations and Cloud Transformation at Export Development Canada, where she leads enterprise-wide digital transformation and operational strategy. As a WXN Top 100 Most Powerful Women in Canada awardee, she brings 25 years of leadership experience across organizations, including TD, IBM, and Rogers. Nkechi is also an accredited investor with the Firehood, focused on advancing innovation and equity in tech ecosystems. Outside of the corporate world, she is the founder and CEO of Empowered in My Skin, a global empowerment platform dedicated to self-leadership and personal transformation. A former IFBB pro bodybuilder and a dynamic, inspiring speaker, Nkechi brings strength, discipline, and passion to everything she does, committed to helping others lead boldly and thrive unapologetically. So please join me, everyone, in welcoming the extraordinary Nkechi Nwafor-Robinson.
Woo!
Hey, amazing human.
Hey, great day, amazing humans. Yes.
And that is who you are.
Who's that girl that you introduced? Oh.
Oh my gosh. I am so hot. I'm wearing this bright pink jacket for
It
those
matches
that are
my
watching.
hair. It matches my
to
hair.
match your hair. I feel like I need to take it off because you just heated it up.
Oh, no. You just need one of these.
One of what?
Fan.
Oh, a fan. Oh,
I give this out to people so that they can hang out with me.
Okay, there's your first tip, everyone.
If I fire you up, that's okay. Just use this
if
to cool yourself
you
down.
meet up with Nkechi, you got to bring a fan because she does this to you. Oh my gosh. I got to say, girlfriend, I've been desiring to have you a guest on my show since I started. Part of it was the courage to invite you because I know how busy and how amazingly involved you are with projects all over the globe. However, that being said, your story that I saw on the socials this past week really connected with me and really connects with the theme and my blog for this month. So thank you for accepting my text invite to join me this week. Truly, I'm very honored.
Mo, okay, so first of all, I have to just say this. You hold a very special place in my life. And it's interesting that you said that because I'm going to say the same about you. I hold you in really high regards. And anytime I get an opportunity to spend time with you, I know that my life is about to be elevated. So it gives me great pleasure that you would even desire me on your platform. Like I'm excited. You have come on mine, and you are coming back, by the way.
Good.
I was like, this is a great true line to ask her to be back on my podcast. I was like,
Proof that
and,
I said yes.
yes.
Witnesses.
And I also recognize that busy is not a scheduling problem. Like, I think you're
Mm-mm.
probably the same. We do what we want to do. And when
Uh,
you sent me a note, I was like, oh, yes, we're going to make it work.
Well, there are going to be many mic drop moments and inspiring wisdom and learning here, and that was just the one. It is scheduled.
I
We
can't take that.
choose.
I learned that from a great shiro that you might want to think about. Jennifer Gibbs. Yeah, she taught me that. But she's like, busy is not a scheduling problem. I was like, it's true.
It's
Everyone's always
true.
talking about busy, busy, busy. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
And the other true gift that we can give in the world as amazing humans is to elevate and unite and uplift others. And again, you just demonstrated that by recommending Jennifer Gibb. And so I just wrote that down, and that's what we do because that's who we are. And we are the force in the world to be reckoned with, but also to be recognized. And you are also an incredible mentor. We're going to talk about that.
Woo.
Your role in the WXN. I know you hosted their awards after receiving one of their awards. And so, for those who haven't met Nkechi, you are in for a special treat today.
I appreciate it. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll put the WXN on blast a bit. They invited me to host that first year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was honored because it's like such a great organization. Like it honestly changed my life. Like I remember when I got my award, one of the greatest advice I got from a shiro was like, time to put on your big girl panties, because everyone's now going to think you walk on water. It's a really prestigious award. Anyway,
Wow.
So years later, they asked me to come back and host it. And I remember, and if we have a chance and it comes through the truth, like just natural, organically, I'll share what happened to me in that moment because it was life-changing. But on that stage, I evolved while I was hosting. And I've always felt like when I walked off, I said, man, I wish who I was when I walked off that stage was who I was when I walked on, right? Like, and it wasn't that the audience didn't connect with me, is that I wasn't fully connected with myself because I was still harboring doubt and, do I belong here? Those kind of thoughts, right? And so I remember reaching out to them and saying, hey, can I host next year? Because now I felt like, okay, I'm going to own it.
You're in it.
Through,
Ready.
right? They're like, oh, we don't do repeat hosts. I was like, okay. But let me just tell you something. They didn't do repeat hosts. They got a different host. But the next year, they invited me back. I was like, yes, after you've had an experience with me, it's
That's
like,
awesome.
You're going to invite me back.
So be careful what you ask for. And the lesson here is don't be afraid. No asking, no getting. And you know what? We're all unique, but hey, you're a unique of a kind because they asked you back and they don't do repeaties.
They did a repeat. Yeah.
They did a repeat.
Yeah.
Well, that is classic and a perfect example of arriving. You arrived in your true self and purpose as a speaker, as a host of a red carpet event in that moment. And that changed you, evolved you. And that's what it's about. That's what we're talking about here. We have a big conversation ahead about your recent aha moment or moment of arrival where you really had to pause, step back, and really step back to then receive amazing gifts that I'd love you to share with our viewers today. Before we dive into that, it's kind of interesting that my first question is going to be to start officially the conversation, but it's about the end. It's about your signature line. And when you receive an email from Inc., it's always a gift because your email signature line, it really resonates with me. And every time I get an email, it makes me pause and reflect. So I want to read it, and then I'd love you to comment on it. So it goes like this. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. And how you leave others feeling following an encounter with you becomes your trademark. So what inspired you, Inc., to choose that statement, those words, and why do you believe that it's important for us to remember this message as we show up every day, both at our work and in our lives?
So the truth is, was I spoke at an event, or I must have either I ran a workshop or I spoke at an event, and somebody sent me a message afterwards and said that I want to share this Jay Danzy quote with you because this is exactly what you did for me, right? Or this is what I think about when I read this quote. I think about you. And I asked them for permission to make that my signature. Now that must have been at least 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and I think it matters to me. And the reason why I use it I use it not only in my personal life, but I use it at work. Like I am Nkechi everywhere I go, and because I think it's more important the scent you leave after you're gone. And I think I think about a world where everybody considers that. And so meaning that you are walking into every experience and you are owning the experience from the standpoint of, I'm going to leave it better than I found it. Right. And long after I'm gone, the effect of that experience I had not only uplifted the people that were in the experience, but it was powerful enough that the next experience they had was the empowering, because the empowerment doesn't happen in the room. The empowerment happens in the next experience, right? Like that's the empower. That's why I always say the lead domino, like empowered my skin is always about empowered people, empower people. So it's about creating that domino effect so that one day 1 billion people in this world are operating in ways that are empowering. And I think that that's how you create sustainable change. So even now, like one of the things I say, and I got this from another book I read, it's very similar true line, but it says, everything that passes by me, everything, absolutely everything that passes by me is better because it did. And I, a lot of times, leave that ask to when I speak to the leaders in the room to think about that and what it could mean to them in terms of the experiences that they're having.
Brilliant. It reminds me of the philosophy of the first follower. It's not the person, like, for example, the message you leave, your presence, your empowerment on that stage in that moment. It's not what you did just there, but what it leads to for the people that were in that room in their next encounter. That's the first follower philosophy from that message of the dancing guy on the hill. If you've ever watched that video, and it's narrated about how true movements are created, it's not the leader, it's the first follower.
That's right.
And you just explained that so impactfully, and it really makes you think. It's not just how you show up, it's how you impart and impact others in that moment, but it's really what you're leaving them with. It's a permission, it's gift and permission for them to go and truly apply what they experienced with you in the interactions they then have. That's amazing.
I love it. And what you said earlier, and as we move into this thing called arrival, like this arrival, I think the other thing that I like to call out that's really important is that it means that you have to fully show up, right? Like,
yes.
And so, and with a level of self-awareness that you're actually able to regulate what is happening within you in that moment, with the fact that you want to leave this experience better than you found it. Because much can happen, and it's about still not losing that composure, still not losing that goal and that objective, meaning that you're self-aware enough to know, okay, I may not have just liked the comment that's coming back, but rather than react to it, I'm going to get curious with it. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to dance with it. I'm going to give it movement. I'm going to allow this experience to have like what's that word? Like texture. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to let this experience have some texture, and it's going to have movement, and it's going to be fluid versus it's rigid and it's one way, and, you know, so I think that that's also important to take note of that, if, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because it's true, you know, it's being, and I often say it's being in the moment, but are we truly in the moment? Because we really have to think about how we balance yet, you know, what we are trying to share in that time or that message or that role, but being truly present. You know, I've come to reflect on how quickly my career journey has just flown by. I'm thinking like succession planning, and I'm really thinking, I've been in this for how many decades now?
Wow.
And yet, what's kind of sad about it is so many years, I don't even remember what happened because I was so busy moving forward that I forgot to, or I didn't have that opportunity to pause. And
Right.
that's something I've learned as one of the greatest lessons is to really take the opportunity to pause, reflect, and understand that we're not just in that forward motion, but
Hmm.
we're in the arrival, and take
Hmm.
the opportunity to soak in the experience during that time of pause,
Yes.
just to be in it
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
always trying to get to the next place, the next step, the next gig, the next talk, the next day, the next week. And I wish I could tell my younger self that.
But you could, but you know what? More than your younger self needs to hear that, your future self needs to
Ooh,
hear it.
yay. Well, there you go. That's why we're talking. This
Yeah.
is going to be an incredible lesson for all of us. And so whatever day and hour you're listening to this, really take it as the epic lesson for the week, the month. And yeah, it's not just regret, but opportunity to use it as we go forward.
That's right.
So that's kind of a great segue because I can't wait to dive into your story. You've had a recent health experience that has become a profound moment of reflection for you, particularly as someone who is strong and independent and constantly moving forward. Um, I'm as intrigued as a physiotherapist as I am your friend and as a follower to, as a physio, I worked in inpatient and outpatient orthopedics.
Hmm.
And many of my patients, for example, if I was your inpatient physio helping you on your journey, you never quite know the experience that truly was had.
Hmm.
But I was emotionally captivated by your story and what this has taught you. So I'd love you to describe. You said to me when we chatted, it was, and to the world that you shared, a humbling journey that
Hmm.
invited you to
Very
rest and
humbling.
reflect
Yeah.
and even step away for an entire month, your job, your training. So, can you share what that experience was like and what
Yeah.
you
Sure.
learned from it?
Sure. So humbling came from the fact that, and still happens when people ask like, what happened to you, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I have, for those of you that wouldn't know, I had total right hip replacement. Okay. And I either get, oh, you miss
Yeah.
workout gym person, right? Or I get, but you're so young. Or I get, oh, you, wow, from all the workouts you did, like this, I get this like multitude of like
Judgments.
before judgments, right? That's a good point, right? And it's interesting because I have to observe myself as how I was showing up to those judgments, right? Like, and
Mm.
so um I gave myself permission to release shame, right? Because I I recognize in all of it, I made the decision that I was going to do it versus living with pain. And so I was totally in the driver's seat of this experience. And I think even furthermore, what really helped actually totally eradicate any shame was Misty Copeland, who's like a world-renowned ballerina, like extraordinaire, performed at the Grammys recently doing
Yes.
Sinners, had total hip
Mhm.
replacement. I think hers was left on in December and got on the stage at the Grammys and defied like apparently her point and all of the rotations she was doing defied all thoughts that the doctors had in terms of her ability to recover to that level.
Wow.
And she's 40 and she's 10 years my junior.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, it's not an age thing. And I do believe that there's probably a lot more younger people that are walking with the pain. However, I would say that to do it too young probably means that you would have to do it again because there is a lifespan to it. Like now
Yeah.
it's about 25 years.
About 25. When I was a physio with inpatient, I was hip and knee joint replacements. It was 10 to 20, if that.
Yes.
The technology, the
It's advanced.
procedures has
Yes.
advanced so much,
Yes.
and younger people are now choosing to have this remarkable choice to not live with pain, but to be
Right.
able to live in, with their true desires of being
Right.
fit, active athletes, professionals,
Right.
and just be better humans when you don't live with pain every day.
Right.
So,
But that's the thing. I
yeah.
truly do believe, to anyone that's listening to this, regardless of whatever it is, your birthright is to wake up and feel good. Like, you're actually supposed to wake up and feel good. And if you don't feel good, it is an indicator that there's something that you need to look into. And don't let it go beyond 3 days, because then it becomes chronic. Right. And so
Mm.
I'm just I'm a fanatic, right? Like, if I wake up and I'm not feeling good, I listen to my body, and I go and seek support. And so that's actually how I came across this, is that I had been trying to fix some knee pain that I was having. And I had done the MRIs, I had done ultrasounds, x-rays, and nothing. Like, they said, well, there's kind of
Huh.
usage and stuff like that. But nothing that we see that is like atomically, like, saying that this is why you're experiencing some of this pain. And then I had groin pain. So we're talking about over the course of about a year, right? And then I had groin pain, and then somebody referred me to a fascial stretch therapist. And when they started to do the work, they said, "Oh, your hips are really tight." Both hips, right? And so as soon as they started doing the work, like probably even after in session 1, my knee pain totally gone, like all gone, but the groin pain remained. And so my mother-in-law, this is last October, said, "You should go and get an X-ray." And so I did. I went and got an X-ray right away, and my doctor calls me like, "Oh, we need you to come in to talk about the results." And but they did say it's not urgent, but you need to come in.
You
So
come
when I
in.
sat down, and she said, "Well, you have stage 4 osteoarthritis in your right hip," I was like, "Stage what?
What?
Stage what?" I said, "What happened to 1, 2, and 3?"
You're a top performer. You
I
just
was,
passed by those stages.
I was like, "What for? Bone on bone? Like, what the?"
Wow.
And it's so funny, because in that instant, I start to feel the pain of bone on bone.
Uh-huh.
Whereas before, I just kind of felt this like pain, like, but and all through this, Mo, up until February, my operation was on February 18th. February 17th was my last workout day. Like, I never stopped working out. I modified my workouts, but I still got up at 4, still went to the gym like 6 out of 7 days of the week, sometimes 7 days a week in total. But nothing was going to take me away from I just knew that one day my body will catch up to where I want it to be. But the key was, don't ever stop. Like, I always say, the 10 minutes you do is better than the 60 you don't. And so for me, it's just that continuous repetitive habit you'll eventually catch up to where you need to go. So I remember that day I got into my car and I gave myself permission to cry. So that's where the shame, that was like that. I felt some shame. I felt like, I felt like I had no answers. I had no solutions. I had a diagnosis, and it wasn't great because it wasn't going to get better. She told me, "It's not going to get better. I'm going to refer you to a hip for like a hip replacement. Like, you need to be referred to an orthopedic surgeon." And I just remember getting into my car, I cried. And then I actually remembered a girlfriend of mine, and I pulled from strength from her journey, a friend of mine that's going through multiple myeloma. And I remember how she, sort of came across, like, her was really just being a strong advocate for self. So I said, I did what I can only do, and I prayed. I remember, like, sitting in my car, even with the tears, and I prayed through the tears, and I said, "God, you've got me through a lot, and I know you'll get me through this. I don't know how yet, but I trust." And I want to say it was maybe a week or two, not I don't think it was more than 2. I got a call, and I had a hip assessment on so let's just say I got diagnosed October 18th. My hip assessment was November 4th. And I remember I walked into the hospital, and she, by that time, my fascial stretch therapist now knows what it is. So he's treating me differently because I know what it was. I also stopped doing certain exercises and started doing exercises that would support like somebody with hip arthritis, right? So I was learning how to walk and squeeze my glutes. Like I never like the mechanics of glutes in your hips started.
Mhm.
Like I just started research. I just went into YouTube the next day at the gym. I had all the videos playing, like do this, do this, do this, and I was just trying it all, like all the things to like help me not have pain. And I remember the woman watched me walk in. She asked me to do a couple of movements, and she's like, you shouldn't be moving like that with like stage 4 hip arthritis. So I think we're going to redo your x-rays. So I had a moment of hope. I was like, maybe they got it wrong.
Maybe, yeah.
Right. So they
Has
sent me
happened.
on my way. I did the x-rays the same. And then she says, come back because they got and when she came back, she did both hips now. And she's like, no, you have stage 4.
However, that being said,
but she says,
you were
whatever
already,
you're doing, right?
yeah.
Whatever you're doing, keep doing because, wow, like I'm really impressed with how you're able to move. So then she told me that typically that my only solution was hip replacement.
Yeah.
And she says, I will refer you to a surgeon now, and then they can talk you through and you can make the decision if you want to do it. So that would have been November 4th. I had a call and they were willing to schedule me with the surgeon in November, but it conflicted with a trip. So I had to reschedule it to and then they said, well, the following week. So that worked. And I'm just telling you the dates because I want to say like, this is where the Ontario health system, like fully supported me. Like God was like, this system is going to support this woman. And I walked into the doctor's office. I have a tall, dark, and handsome surgeon, by the way. Just wanted to add that. I know you said that everything here is recorded, but
it sure is, and we're gonna leave that in.
He's like, and so God bless me with that. Just anyway, and I remember meeting, and then after I met with him, and he told me what what the procedure would be, I knew that I was going to do it. And then when it came to now, I went back to his receptionist, and it was time to book. The first appointment she gave me was in January for surgery.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, but I couldn't because I could have, but I had an engagement on February. So I said, what would be the next date? Thinking that it might be like months away. She says, well, I have February 8th, 18th, 16th. I was like, so I took the 18th. And I just and I will say this, like to anyone that's listening, like sometimes you have to, and I think we sometimes take it for granted. Like when it feels like when you believe that everything will work out in your favor, right? Like, and it's a really old friend of mine that these are more her words. Like when something grabs you, just don't let it pin you down. Right. And that's carried me. And in this particular case, like I gave myself permission to cry that day in the car. And then it was like, okay, God, let's get to work. You know what I mean? Like, like give me the path. And I just realized like, I'm going through this with ease and grace, which when you sit back and reflect and see all of the ways that life is working for you, it should allow you to actually sit back and be able to surrender.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
You have no idea how I needed to hear that today.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Don't let it pin you down.
Yeah, definitely don't let it pin you down. And when it's going your way, you owe it to yourself to sit back and surrender.
Surrender.
Because it's work to the spirit. It's showing that it's working for you.
Wow.
So I surrendered.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did.
I surrendered. Wow. And in that surrender, I almost makes me emotional. In that surrender, I remember like once I made it known to my friends, this one friend in particular, Carolyn Gale, I'll call her out. I remember like right away, she's like, okay, what date? What's your date? And we're, I might be away, but this person's going to be around and we're going to make sure you're supported. And what do you need? Are you thinking like, all of a sudden? And she was in, like, she says, I'm in this journey with you, And then another friend of mine was like, I'm in. And so that was two of my friends that right away, without any question. And then obviously my family, my mom-in-law came with me to the appointment. She said that she'd be there with me on the surgery date. And my husband was like, no, we'll make it. All of this is going to work out. We'll figure it, And I remember one day again, in my point of surrender, I was like, you know what, Ink? Start a group chat with a WhatsApp chat with your
Mm.
friends because you are going to need some help. And I
Oh,
started a Team Inc. I started a Team Inc. chat. And I invited my friends. Like I send them the link and I gave them the option if they want. All of them joined, obviously. I think there's maybe 13 people in the chat. And I start to share like like I said, okay, I need all of these equipments. Like, I need like a raised toilet. Like there's all these things I need. I need a walker, blah, blah, blah. So some of the stuff, because I am still in Nkechi, I'm a human. So in some cases I did start to take control and buy all of this stuff. But I actually want to say that I bought a walker. I bought like a bench for the shower. I bought like my mom-in-law bought me a bling cane, like it's blinged out this cane. And I bought like something for under my knees. I bought like something like an ice pack for my hip. And I'm sharing all of that to say I bought all of that stuff because I needed to be in control. And guess
yeah.
what? Every single one of those items I was able to return because because my
They gifted
community
you.
came together and gave and got me stuff from places. So yeah, so I
Mm.
got my money back. And the funniest thing in some of those cases, they're like, keep the money, just keep no, we'll refund you, but keep
Keep it.
keep the walker.
Don't send it
Keep,
back.
yeah, don't send it back. Don't send back the shower. So I kept all these things. Now I get to gift my mom with a walker. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm
Mm.
just, again, it's the whole, like, it's just a reminder, surrender to your experiences. The universe is working in your favor. And when you don't fight against it, there's so much to be received. And so I felt like I was going to lose my independence right away. Like,
Mhm.
not being able to drive for 6 weeks because it's my
Mhm.
right foot. I was like, like, how am I going to do 6 weeks? Going to the gym was like an absolute no. I mean, I was impressed because I mean, what they've been able to do, like you can walk out of the hospital. Well, you can walk with a walker, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it is quite painful. I knew that I had to take time. Look at me. Nkechi was like, oh, I'm not going to take that much time off work. I took the 4 weeks. I
Good
took
for you.
the four
Good for
weeks.
you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. First time in your
Yeah.
life, I bet, right?
First time ever. I've never been on short-term leave ever. And even that, I had to surrender to that experience. Like my team's
Mhm.
going to be okay. You know, nobody's coming for my job. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm free, and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be
Mm.
okay. And so where I thought I was going to lose so much from this journey, like Mo, I really thought I was going to lose a lot. I thought I was, speaking like I'm the girl that all I do is win, 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 no matter what. And then time my hands go up
Up, up.
and they stay there, right? And I'm like jumping up, and my legs are.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, when is that girl gonna come back? Well,
Oh,
the interesting thing, and I don't even know if I'm making sense of this story. So you tell me at any
you
time.
are. And I know where you're going to go. And please do, because I think this is a pivotal moment in your story as far as arriving. Go ahead.
Right? And Gabby, Gabby invited me. This was before my surgery to be the opening keynote at her event, and I was like, it's like not even. It's like a week after my surgery. I was surgery on the 18th, and the event was on the 1st. And she says, "Well, it'll give you motivation to get up and walk." She was not taking no for an answer. They said, we'll have a plan B. If you absolutely can't do it, we'll do a plan B, but we want you to be there. And all of that to say, like, I walked on that stage with a walker. I had to sit down to deliver my keynote. I had my cane as well, so I can get up the stairs. And then I used my walker to get me to the chair. And they were so supportive. Like leading up to it, they made sure there was accessibility. Like my husband brought me, like they met me at the door. Like there was everything again, ease. I surrendered to the
Mm.
experience. And I remember delivering, and then Gabby had the audience put their hands up and they stay there and they stay there, and for my intro, right? So they supported me,
Wow.
yeah. And I remember sitting down, and in that moment, I just remember sharing, like being so able to share from, I'm going to say the most vulnerable I've ever had to share in a talk ever, because I was I wasn't quite sure how that experience how I wasn't quite sure how I would be in that experience because I have never been in that experience before. And all of the thoughts of, am I going to be enough? Will my energy carry the room? Will I be able to, like, inspire and motivate? All cumulated in much of the feedback I got afterwards. But one person, her name's Diana, came up to me and said, Nkechi, as much as I've seen you on stages in all of your energy, jumping up in this and that and the other, this is the most powerful I've ever experienced you. And it just made me realize, like, man, like, it's not our legs, it's not our hands. Like, be grateful that we have them, but it's the inner work. It's the soul of us that people connect with.
Mm,
And but you have to arrive in there. It's
there you
not
go.
it doesn't come out by happenstance, right? The external stuff happens by happenstance. That's not
Mhm.
arrival. The arrival comes from when something deep within you connects to you, like, and it's able to then emit outwards. That's me in full arrival.
Oh gosh, that's like, oof, I'm pausing because
Yeah,
that's
there's many
very,
times I could have
that
I
really
was
could,
backing up the
that's
tears. Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
What a pivotal moment. There's no better lesson in your journey that many can really revel in and connect with, I'm certain. And for those who want to catch, I loved and you mentioned Gabby, she's your incredible co
yes,
host,
Ghost.
the Energizer Bunny on the other side of this Energizer Bunny. So if you want to catch an incredible podcast, you're Empowered in My Skin is one of my favorites.
Thank
You two
you.
together just are truly a partnership, a soul sistership that just draws out of each other such incredible nuggets of inspiration. But you're also really raw, and that is also a great story. I listened to that, and it was inspiring moments as well. And you were really just as authentic as you are here, as you always are. But
Mhm.
that was just, to me, that's a pivotal moment of arrival. And I invite all of you that are listening, watching, just to take the time to fully surrender, and pause and
Yeah.
surrender, and
Mhm.
yeah, and be it's okay to be emotional about it, but then,
Mhm.
you know, let it be. Let it be.
Right,
Let it be.
right.
Yeah.
Something that because you use the word authenticity, I think even I think the feeling of authenticity has evolved for me as well from this journey because
Mm.
um like once upon a time I thought authentic is like, you bring your whole self to work or you bring your whole self into a situation and it's like, I'm going to keep it real, that kind of stuff, right? No. I think in the spirit in the spirit of arrival, um authenticity is that's the meet point. So authenticity is where you arrive with yourself in a way that says, I have so much uncertainty in this current moment, right? That I don't actually know how I'm going to get through this, but I know without question that I'm okay to use my words to express myself in my fullest, um, at the highest expression of who I am, and navigate it. Like, to me, like, authenticity is like, it's the unknowing and being okay to be that honest that I'm unknowing right now, but I'm still moving through, like the courage to move through. Right. So like, it's just, like, and I'm okay to live at that space.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
it actually feels like, cause then there's nothing to put on. Like,
And for
there's
somebody
no
who
mask.
seeks control, that is truly a transformation.
It is, right? Like, it's about, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know if it's a pause. I don't know if it's, but it's a knowing. It's a knowing
Wow.
that I'm not leaving anything from this experience. Yeah.
Mm, that's
Hmm.
so wonderful. I often say if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I was going to ask you, so what has changed as a result? And you just read my mind and
Mhm.
shared it. So thank you. I'm really grateful.
You're
One
the
of my
first, eh? I haven't even really done this justice
wow.
even in my podcast. So this is the first.
Wow, wow, I'm so honored. I'm just like, and again, we are students, we are teachers. The teacher appear when the student is ready. The student is ready when sometimes the teacher appears. And if we don't feel we're ready, you have no idea. And maybe one day, very soon, I will talk about this, but something I'm going through right now, you have no idea how much
I
I
was
needed
just
to hear
about to
this.
ask you if you would be able to share what was the emotion that you caught.
The being okay to be to be in the space of unknown,
Mm,
know and trust,
hmm.
and know that you'll be fine, and
Yeah,
know that the path will not take you to a place you can't handle.
yeah, yeah,
And the other thing too is that we have people in our lives that will be here for us,
yeah.
and that you don't need to know. I'm somebody who is so always needing to know so I can help others. And sometimes, when you go to help yourself and you don't know what to do,
Yeah,
and you're scared,
yeah,
it's a hard place to be. And you just, yeah, you just gave me such incredible, inspiring advice just to be
mm,
okay with it. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm waiting for some results for something
yes,
that is
yeah,
kind of scaring me. And yeah, and every day it's like, is this the day that my life will be changed, and it will be
mhm,
for good or bad? And I'm just now feeling like, you know what? I'm good. I'm
yeah,
okay. I'm going to be fine. And yeah, and I'm going to use it as an opportunity to arrive in a place and just become more an authentic human that
mhm,
will not have like shame. I always think I
mhm,
am fit and I am healthy, so why me? And it's like,
mhm.
I'm going to stop them why me pity
Right,
party,
right, right,
and I'm
right.
just going to work through it. And you also inspired us all to know that as much as we complain about our medical system here in Ontario, in Canada, it's, you know what, you've been served well, I'm being served well. And I'm, yeah, it's like, and good people, be good. Be
Yes, I
good
think
people,
good people
because good
attract good
people,
people. Attract
they
good people.
do.
Yes,
Good
yes,
people, and even
attract good
handsome
people.
ones and
Yeah.
beautiful ones. Oh my gosh. And Kichi, I could talk to you forever. We should probably wrap this baby up, but I just want to say that, I am so grateful for the opportunity to get to do this, get to talk with you, with have these incredible life lessons that we get to share with others. And I do hope, as you have this incredible podcast, you have incredible resources, programs, tools, events, master classes. I'd love you to take this opportunity to empower our listeners and our audience to share what events you do have coming up.
Yeah.
I know you have one. It's like
Well,
lead
yes,
and
lead.
tell
I
us
love
how
that
we can
one. Yeah.
participate, and
Oh, thank
or
you.
how people who want to connect with you can learn more about what you offer and what you have out there in the world.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna share just so I do have empoweredmyskin.com. That is the main location for everything. Website needs an update, but it's for the most part it's current. But we through that platform, everything that we do is in service of helping a billion people in this world think in ways that are empowering. And so we do that on the podcast, Empowered in My Skin. Also, there's my technology love that is supported by a podcast called Women in Tech. So WIT love. And what that platform is, and like what I want to put out here is if there's a call of, a young woman in your network who between the ages of 16 and 25 that you would love to have her start to learn how to, take like put forth her courage, take the stage, use her voice, learn how to, become an amazing interviewer. We allow these women to host professional women in tech. And so,
Really?
yeah, so it enables them to starts to encourage their voice, teaches them active listening. So to be able to listen to somebody, synthesize what they're saying, and then come back with another question or dig deep, but you know what I mean? Be insatiably curious. And then I think and then the flip side is then it gives these professional women an opportunity to network, like also networking is part of that, but to mentor, to give back. And I mean, I have a desire, if you're not doing something, then you don't deserve to complain. But there's an opportunity for more women to get into technology. And if I can provide a vehicle and an avenue to try to do that in a creative way, because tech is not anymore about fingers on keyboards. It's the phones that we hold. There's so much opportunity for everyone to just become like digitally literate and just know that tech is there to help them solve a problem. So what problem do they want to solve? And so trying to do that through that avenue. And then yes, lead, learn, elevate, activate, disrupt. I believe that all of us uniquely in this planet, on this earth, and this is like wave your flag, like a race.
Yeah, race flags.
We're all supposed to be running our own race. And that means that you need to lead in your life. And so lead is all around bringing out the leader within others. And so, yes, so through the sort of those principles of learn, elevate, activate, disrupt, we target like leadership topics. This year we are, the theme is there's nothing imposter about you. I'm on a mission to dismantle the imposter syndrome or moments or whatever people call it, because it is a label that I believe harms women. And I think it stops women, especially women, because not a lot of men talk about it. It stops us from really doing the work to find the language to express, to figure out what's the human experience that I'm going through. Like when you're having that moment that you will then label an imposter syndrome, well, guess what? You're having a human experience. It's probably either a crisis of confidence. It's fleeting. It doesn't stay. It comes, it goes. It probably means that you're in a space of growth. Like there's so many ways to articulate and use language to explain what you're going through, so you can actually get tactics and tools and knowledge and clarity on how to continue to move forward. But a lot of times that imposter syndrome label stops us in our track. And so, yeah, so this coming event, Saturday, June 6th, happening in North York. All details are Empowered on My Skin, is to dismantle that and to have everyone leaving there understanding that, yes, they're living life as a human being, experiencing human experiences, and providing them with tools on how to work through those.
Oh my gosh. Again, check out empoweredinmyskin.com for more information on this event, everything else that you offer. Obviously we love the opportunity. We'll share this podcast out into both of our communities. And I'd love all of you to, of course, pay it forward. Listen, share it with somebody that inspires you. Share it with someone who needs to be lifted up. This has definitely served that lifting up in terms of tenfold for those that are listening. I guarantee it. And of course, I always appreciate a review, especially if you found value. And as you said on the top of the show, it's what you not only what you do in this moment, but how this moment leaves people to then share it or pay it forward or impact their others' lives as a result of what they learned here today.
Yes.
It truly is. And it's been just an incredible, a magical conversation around truly what it means to arrive and what arrival is all about. And this is a beautiful season to hear this show today, this episode. So thank you so much. And for those who want to learn more about my resources, you can check out mohagan.com as well and check out other episodes of my podcast.
They're all awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Nkechi, I'm going to give you the opportunity to close the show.
Yes, we get to close this out. Oh,
you do it so well.
So I'm Ink.
And I'm Mo.
And we're out.